Good morning, Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. This is Rich again, back for your first video blog of the day for Friday, July 24th, 2015, around 6:01 in the morning in Billerica, Massachusetts. It's going to be sunny in the morning, but in the afternoon, some clouds and maybe some rain showers, pop-up rain showers as a storm. Some news to report: the Houston Astros beat the Boston Red Sox by the score 5-4, 8 straight losses by the Red Sox. The Tri-City beat Spinners by the score of 4-2. And tonight starts the Lowell Folk Festival. And the WWE has severed ties with WWE Hall of Famer Hulk Hogan because there was a YouTube video that leaked, an audio one, that an interview that Hogan conducted a few years ago. He went on a tirade using the N-word and stuff like that, and that's not good to do that. So the WWE has severed all ties with Hulk Hogan for the time being, but I don't know if he'll ever be back with the WWE or something. Maybe it will blow over, but Hogan should have never said like the N-word and stuff like that. That's a no-no on an interview and stuff. And that's about it on that. My first video subject of the day is the review of the 1999 Bash at the Beach WCW pay-per-view at Fort Lauderdale, Florida, at the National Car Rental Arena and stuff. And the main event was a tag team match for the WCW World title. It was Kevin Nash and Sting facing off against Randy Savage and Sid Vicious. And there were some other good matches in this card. And before the match, they had a dark match. It was CJ Afi and Jeremy Lopez defeating Jamie Howard and Jaggers. This was just for the crowd of Fort Lauderdale, Florida. And then this is the matches that happened at the pay-per-view at Bash at the Beach 1999. It was called by Tony Schiavone, the Professor Mike Tenay, and Bobby the Brain Heenan. The first match was Ernest the Cat Miller with Sonny Ono facing off against the Disco Inferno. And this match was, about an 8-minute match. Ernest won when he hit Disco Inferno with a shoe and stuff like that. The next match was for the WCW TV title. It was Van Hammer facing off against Rick Steiner, who was the current TV champion at the time. It was about a 5-minute match, kind of a squash match. Rick Steiner wins with the Bulldog off the top rope. The next match was for the United States Championship. It was the Man of 1,000 Holds, Dean Malenko, facing off against David Flair with his father Ric Flair, Arn Anderson, Asia, she was called Double D, and Samantha, who is Tori Wilson, in David Flair's corner. And this was like comedy match and stuff, about 3 minutes. Flair wins because of outside interference by everybody in David Flair's corner and stuff. And then the first referee gets knocked out, and then Charles Robinson was called Little Nate, who was kind of a heel official, comes in and makes the 3 count on Dean Malenko. This was an awful, awful match. What was the WCW thinking by putting David Flair as the United States Championship? That devalued the belt big time, in my opinion. But WCW was going downhill around this time. The next match was kind of a Survivor Series type match. It was an elimination match. It was No Limit Soldiers, which was Conan, Rey Mysterio Jr., Solo, and Brad Armstrong facing off against the West Texas Rednecks, Bobby Tunkham Jr., Barry Windham, Kendall Windham, and Kurt Hennig. The West Texas Rednecks had a gimmick that I hate rap, and rap is crap. It was pretty funny and stuff like that. This was kind of a comic role for Kurt Hennig and stuff. And this was about a 15-minute match. The ending of the match had Rey Mysterio and Kurt Hennig, the final 2 participants in this elimination tag team match. And it was like Rey Mysterio won with interference by Solo, and he knocked Kurt Hennig off, and Rey Mysterio won with the 1, 2, 3. The next match was the Hardcore Invitational Junkyard match, which was really held at a junkyard, and included Flip Finley, Lord Steven Regal, Public Enemy, Hack, Mikey Whipwreck, Jerry Flynn, Hugh Morris, Sequel Pay, and a couple of others. This was, a rough match and stuff. It was a junk match, in my opinion. It was filmed in a junkyard, and, was fighting and stuff. I think a few wrestlers got seriously injured in this match, but in the end, Fit Finley escaped the junkyard, and he won the Hardcore Invitational trophy and stuff like that. It was just an awful match, in my opinion. The next match was for the WCW World Tag Team Championships. It was Perry Saturn and the Crippler Chris Benoit facing off against the Jersey Triad, which was Bam Bam Bigelow and Diamond Dallas Page and Canyon. Who's better than Canyon? Nobody. And this was a great tag team match, over 20 minutes and stuff, and back and forth. The Jersey Triad used the Freebird rules because they had 2 wrestlers, but the third one would always come in and it would be legal and stuff like that. And in the ending, had Diamond Dallas Page and Canyon use a aided diamond cutter for Perry Saturn for the 1, 2, 3, and the Jersey Triad retained the WCW World Tag Team Champions. That was a good gimmick with Jersey Triad using the Freebird rule and stuff like that. It was one of the bright spots of WCW around this time. The next match was a boxing match. It was Buff Bagwell, the Stuff, with his mother, Judy Bagwell, in the corner. He's going to kick off against Rowdy Piper with Arn Anderson and the Nature Boy Ric Flair in his corner. And this was a boxing match, and there was special guest referee. It was Judge Mills Lane. Let's get it on. And this was, a boxing match. Went a few rounds, and Buff Bagwell wins the match by using the Buff Blockbuster and stuff like that. A wrestling move in a boxing match, perfectly legal. And this was a comedy match, in my opinion. It was awful. And the main event in this pay-per-view was for the WCW World Title, held in a tag team match. It was Kevin Nash, Big Sexy, who was the WCW World Champion at that time, and he teamed with Sting, facing off against Randy Macho Man Savage and Psycho Sid Vicious. Randy Savage had Team Madness in his corner, Gorgeous George, Medusa, and Miss Madness, Mona, who would become Molly Holly in WCW. There was a special stipulation for this match. If Savage and Vicious pinned Kevin Nash, either one of them would have gotten the WCW world title and stuff. So it was a stipulation, but they should have had that stipulation. Whoever got the pinfall, whoever it was, would become WCW World Champion. It kind of shut out Sting if he pinned either Savage or Vicious. Nash would have retained the WCW World title, and this was, a decent match and stuff like that. Gorgeous George turned on Savage, and she went to Nash and Sting's corner, and it was the ending had all 4 wrestlers in the ring and stuff. Referee was losing control and stuff. Sid, I think, gave a power bomb to Sting, but Nash was going to give the jackknife power bomb to Savage, but Gorgeous George gave the low blow to Kevin Nash, and Nash goes down, and Macho Man goes up to the top rope, gives the elbow for 1, 2, 3. Randy Macho Man Savage wins the WCW title for the 4th time, but he would lose it next night on Nitro. And this Bash at the Beach 1999 pay-per-view was awful, in my opinion. I give it a D and stuff. This was a continued decline of Bash at the Beach and stuff. Not too many great matches. The only great match was that tag team match between the Jersey Triad versus Perry Saturn and Chris Benoit. The rest were, mediocre to awful at best and main event one, not worse. They should have could have had the stipulation whoever got the pinfall would become WCW World Champion, stuff like that. The kind of, shut out Sting to get a title shot. They just had the heels have a chance to win the belt, and it paid off for them and stuff like that. And tomorrow I will be revealing the Bash at the Beach 2000 pay-per-view at Daytona Beach, Florida, which was one of the most controversial pay-per-views in WCW history. I'll be back later for 2 more video blogs. First video blog will be about Memories of BMHS continuation. Will be about Mr. Merle B. True, Buddy True, the late great Custodian, and third and final video blog of the night will be about continuation of Hall of Famers, who should be in the Hall of Fame of what sport, and I'm going to be talking about former NHL defenseman Doug Wilson as if he's a Hockey Hall of Famer. Keep calm, and I'm a Julie Bretton guy, and Molly Rosenblatt, the Fox 35 Rocks. Don't forget, only a few more weeks into my first ever question and answer video blog, so Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter, send me in those questions. I got a few already, but I want more and more, because I'll do a whole video blog about that, and this probably be a monthly feature of video blogs. I'm going to be answering questions. See you later.